Is it somebody right on my call? This is the moment you're meant to know.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, I'm here to do a reading on Stefon Diggs. Yes, I know, long overdue. I think I've done one on him before. However, I'm here to do one on his case that he just recently won that quickly. It was only day 2, and they already came to a verdict. Yikes. But that was actually good on Stefon Diggs' end because he was found not guilty for sexual assault or any of the things that he was alleged by his personal chef. So because of that, congratulations, a round of applause for Stefon Diggs on that one. And you're probably asking and questioning how did they so quickly come to this decision? Well, allegedly, the way I heard it and read it on the media is just Tuesday, the last witness that was on the stand who was friends with the ex-personal chef, they together was at some like other famous person's house, and it was like a house party or something like that, and the ex-personal chef was singing and dancing to a song that was playing behind her on the TV. And this was allegedly supposed to be just a few hours after she just been choked out. And her friend was like, she didn't look like she was just assaulted or anything like that by somebody. Like, the claims that she was making, she was not behaving like somebody who was making those kinds of claims. And so it was just a few seconds, not even a minute long, seconds. And that was able for them to come to the conclusion that, yeah, this personal chef is in it for financial reasons, allegedly. And that Stefon Diggs is indeed proven innocent. And Stefon Diggs' team stands by their words that since day 1 of the allegations came out, even though they were taking it serious, and even though Stefon Diggs stepped down and did all of this, they knew, rightfully so, that Stefon Diggs was not guilty, but they still proceeded as somebody who had some sort of respect for the case that's being put up against them because they are serious allegations. So therefore, they will conduct themselves as if they're serious allegations, even if he is not guilty. So because of that, their team was like, we told you that from the beginning. You just had to have the proof. So because of that, congratulations to Stefon Diggs, surprisingly. So I'm just going to shuffle some cards because I didn't think it was only going to take 2 days. That's what I'm boggled about. That's really what I'm boggled about. And that they were able to that quickly come to the decision or conclusion that this was financially motivated. Crazy. Oh, and they also made a statement out there as well saying that other NFL or people in the athletic realm also need to be aware of false claims just for, not their words, but my words, for some clout chasing. So because of that, they're like, beware of other athletes out here. You could be another Stefon Diggs. So because of that, they came to that conclusion in 2 days, guys. I'm honestly shocked and surprised because it was looking bad out here. And finally, a round of applause again. Stefon got a win. He has finally gotten a win against all these accusations that has been coming at him for the last year, honestly. So let's just pull out a card for Stefon Diggs to see how he's feeling. Fitting, he's feeling like the 5 of Cups. That's honestly very fitting for this kind of situation. Because, like I said, it's a win amongst a bunch of other things that he's got going on in his life. But at least it's something that he can be a little bit more hopeful and have some positivity and light in his life during all these times of uncertainty. So let's see what's at his foundation. We have the Knight of Wands. Okay, quite interesting. The Queen of Cups. I'm not surprised in the past. The Nine of Swords in the present, in the head moment, still not surprised. But the future is looking bright. We have the Sun card. Interesting. So what I see here is Stefon Diggs at this very moment is feeling like the Five of Cups. It's the very old, cliche of don't cry over spilt milk. That's the sentiment that I'm getting from the Five of Cups. Yeah, there's 3 cups spilt over. Yeah, there's a whole lot of other things that are going on in your life. And this woman or person in the picture doesn't look too happy. They're too focused on the fact that there's a whole lot of other things going on that just doesn't seem right or seem to be going their way. Even though there's some good things to look forward to, like the 2 cups that haven't spilt over, but still, they always say the negativity outweighs the positive. So you're always going to think about the negative. You're always going to dwell on the negative. So because of that, even though he was found not guilty and he knew he wasn't guilty from the beginning, but still having to go through this and waiting for it to finally be proven like it, it's like, yeah, it's a win, but I already knew I was innocent from the beginning, so it's really not a win, but I'm glad that everybody else feels like it's a win for me, kind of vibe, kind of thing. He can't see the good in it because he's too deep in it to see that there are things starting to move in his way. Listen, like I've been saying lately, I'm not trying to sing these people praises, but it definitely seems like it's looking a bit more hopeful than it did before. So because at his foundation, we have the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is the second fastest moving knight of the deck. So therefore, he is still moving. He is still on fire, still driven, still passionate, still wants to get back into the NFL. He's still trying to find his football home. So until he gets his football home, because I don't think he's going to be returning back to the Patriots. I'm not even sure if the New England Patriots are going to want to take him back. So because of that, now it's like, where's he going to go find his next home? And I'm not sure when football season is going to start again. But I also know he's going to have to take some time to get back into training during off season to get back into the game. But then also he's got to make sure that he's got a team before he could probably even start training during off season. So therefore he's not training in vain. But then he would be trained to keep up a healthy physique and body, but also at the same time, it's like, why do all that when you got to wait a whole nother year anyway, just to get on another team again? So it's like, pretty much it feels like that you see how basically Five of Cups energy. It's like, why do all this work? Why do this? Why do that? If everything is not certain and everything is not looking like it's going to turn in my favor. Because Stefon Diggs really has taken a backseat. I don't know what he's really doing during this off season. Looking at his Instagram posts, it looks like he's just modeling, really. So I'm not sure what he's doing. I'm not sure if he's up in the studio. I know he's not a singer, but I'm just saying that's how I don't know. That's how much I don't know what Stefon Diggs is up to, and that's how unpredictable he is at this moment, that I wouldn't be surprised if he popped up in the studio. But all jokes aside, we have here in the past is the Queen of Cups. Symbolizing, I don't want to say depression, but symbolizing feeling the heavy and the weight of everything going on in his life. It's like one thing is piling and melting on top of each other. The layers are going real deep with him. This is just this was, like I said, this was something he never concerned himself with to begin with. So that's why it's like the tipping of the iceberg. It's just like, okay, we just chipped off one layer of this deep layer of water. It's like you got past the easy stuff that you can see, but what's deep down when you look below the layers kind of thing. So so that's where that Queen of Cups energy is like all this weight that he's holding on to. That's why it feels like the Five of Cups is like, yeah, I won, but I didn't really win because like he said, he always knew he was innocent from the beginning. At least that's what his team says. So that's the kind of vibes and energy that I'm getting. But we also have here now is this Nine of Swords. And usually the Nine of Swords is not a great card to have, especially in your mental, especially falling after the Queen of Cups, and you have the Five of Cups as your present energy. He's all up in his head. He's got his mind is honestly running 1,000 miles a minute. Knight of Wands kind of energy, thoughts zooming. It's hard to even stay focused. He's got like a whole lot that's just, it's kind of like he's moving through the motion on autopilot. That's what I'm kind of getting with this Knight of Wands energy. It's just he's doing things just to do, but like emotionally and possibly even mentally, because he's got so much going on that he's just checked out and he's just going through the motions of life until something sticks, and so something starts to clear away and starts to chip away at the mountain of problems that are amounting before his head. I mean, you got to think about it. He has gay allegations. He's being sued by somebody for sexual assault. He was sued for somebody for sexual assault again, but also just being aggressive. He has like what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 baby mamas. So that doesn't do anything for anybody. He's like a Nick Cannon out here. And then we have like Cardi B like running back and coming back to him. So it's like, what is honestly going on here? So he's got a whole lot on his plate, and it's just mounting up on top of each other as he's trying to swim above it, trying to act like it's not bothering him, but it's all like kind of drowning him at this point. Like the mountain got too big for him. He couldn't swim over it anymore. It consumed him. So because of that, he's trying to find his way out. He's trying to wait till the time when he finally gets out. So because of that, it's kind of like pushing, trucking through, being a soldier, almost Knight of Wands kind of energy, even though you're clouded by negative energy. Nine of Swords, still choosing to move forward anyway, even though you're feeling like it's a hole, like something's missing, like everything's not all right and everything's not perfect, but you still got to perform because you're a celebrity. So you got to put on a mask and do all this and that and third. And so we see here in the future is the Sun card. Now it's the Sun card, meaning that all this is finally going to give, and he finally has a stroke of luck where the sun is finally in his favor. It's all brighter days and futures ahead. That would be really nice. Life works out in peculiar ways like that. When you're on your down and on your low, you get back up. Or the sun could metaphorically represent an exposure, like there's still more to come. And so because there's still more to come about Stefon Diggs, like I said, there's other things, cases still going on. This was just one thing checked off. So we still got to wait to see what other things are going to get checked off. And maybe, hopefully, if he wins those things, if things go in his favor and everything starts to make it change his character, because he's really got a bad reputation and character right now. And honestly, Cardi B leaving him also doesn't help that either, because everybody loves and hails Cardi B. I'm not even going to compare the two ladies, but because of that, she's just like up there and like everybody loves Cardi B. So for Cardi B, who's really sensitive and is like a true lover girl, to say, I'm not effing with you anymore, there's something wrong with you. So because of that, now everybody, huge spotlight is on Stefon Diggs. Everything's getting exposed. Everybody's looking a little bit too deep into his personal life. And he was like, oh, wait a minute. I was trying to evade from people looking a little too deep. Well, is either those layers are going to start getting exposed as these lawsuits and stuff start to get resolved, and maybe they go in his favor, maybe they don't, or maybe things finally do turn out in his favor. It's all Gucci. It's great from this point forward. It's only going to go up for there and from him, and we're going to see that he's not the complete person that the media has made him out to look. It could go either way. The sun can honestly have it go either way. But I just want to pull some cards now that we see how Stefon Diggs is feeling now that this lawsuit has put a W in his pocket. Okay, I'm sorry if it's spending too much time on TikTok and listening to a bunch of Gen Zers talk. And now I'm over here just talking Gen Z slang with you guys. Whew. It's kind of awkward. But yes, let's see. I just want to know. No, I don't want to know. Mama Crone wanted to know with the fact that now that this case has proven that Stefon Diggs isn't a woman beater, at least not yet, how is Cardi B, is that going to make Cardi B warm up to the idea that she wants to get back together with Stefon Diggs? Does she see him in a different light? Maybe she believed the rumors at one time, and that's why she dropped him, because he was too much drama, and she was already a little Miss Drama. So to drop off the loads of drama in her life, she was like, Stefon, you and your drama has got to go. So because of that, now that we see that it actually wasn't like it was, does Cardi B want to go back to Stefon Diggs or have some sort of more love towards him? We see the Six of Pentacles. We see the Tower card. Oh, and the Queen of Wands. That's actually a really interesting combination, because the Six of Pentacles symbolizes a not like a reconciliation, but a sense of giving back to, or like returning to. It's like, you gave me something, so I'm gonna give you something in return. It's like an equal exchange, not like indebted or in debt to, but just the simple fact, out of love, careness, out of the goodness of my heart, you've done this, that, and the third for me, so I want to be able to repay you. So it's that kind of energy that I'm getting that Cardi B is feeling for Stefon Diggs now. Maybe she could have been wavering at the time of, should I stay, should I go? But, she had to take a little bit of the back burner because of this Tower card. It was too much for her to deal with shortly after everything that she was dealing with. So because of that, she gave as much as she could to the Stefon Diggs situation. And now that it's starting to look like it's all coming to a head, and maybe she's starting to be able to see a little bit more clearer of a picture of who Stefon Diggs is. And everything is starting to look a little bit more aligning. Maybe she could feel like the Queen of Wands again. Feel a sense of love for Stefon Diggs. Now, is that sexual chemistry love that she always seems to be going back for? I'm not quite sure, but it definitely is a sense of, I can still vibe with you, and I can still connect and be seen with you. Because you got to remember, she was also just seen with Stefon Diggs backstage at her last show. Yeah. I think this was the same show at the very beginning of the tour where she had made a slight dig as Stefon Diggs, saying to be very careful with me. And then towards the end of the show, it's like coming full circle. Like I said, things are starting to look a little bit more clear. And before this trial even began, we had saw Cardi B backstage with Stefon Diggs and their child together, and everybody was thinking they had reconciled again, especially after the whole Grammys. So because of that, Cardi B has always been in his life. Six of Pentacles kind of things, but she needed to take a back burner for her own self, for her own mentality. But now she's coming, now she's willing to come back a little bit more. Like, she's talking to Stefon. If it looked like this trial wasn't going to be going in his way, do you think she probably would have been seen with him just a few days prior to when it started? Cardi B knows she doesn't want that kind of smoke or heat. So because of that, she's very careful and media savvy. So she must have known something was up. Stefon Diggs must have told her something for her to be willing to post that on her Instagram page. That's the even bigger one. For that to, was it posted on her Instagram page? Let me double check. Because if it was posted on her Instagram page, that means she was still able and still willing to claim Stefon Diggs. Okay. I gotta be careful with me stuck in my head now. Let's see now. It doesn't look like she posted it on her page. Yeah, no, she didn't seem to post him on her page, but she did post him on her story, which is also significant. So because of that, you know how stories are temporary and things like that. Some people like to have a theory that when celebrities post things on their story, they really don't want to truly claim it. But you know, stories are just really better when you just want to have something temporarily up there and it's not something that you want to have on your page, because it's all hassle to put something up there, post it, and then delete it once you feel like you're finally tired and done with it. And then what if you forget to delete and you're just like, man, I wanted to delete that, and now a whole month, year has gone by and you're like, why is this picture still up there? So because of that, you know, those kinds of things, and especially because celebrities got to learn not to basically, you know, ish post like that. You know, they got to be careful more about what they post and put on their feed, so their feed is more of a branding tool and branding. So because of that, there's just certain things that they're just not going to want to post on their feed. That's why there's a whole theory of, is it posted on the story or is it posted on their feed? And it means something allegedly. But I think in this case, because I'm sure that's a good question. Why didn't she post it on her story, on her feed? Because it was towards the ending of the tour, and she was giving great thanks to the end of the tour. She was really enjoying herself. But the way she was looking up at the end of the tour when she was out there, you know, doing Cardi B's thing, it looked like she was really enjoying herself, having fun. Like everything finally came together, full circle. Everything was Gucci gang. So because of that, it seems as though whatever has gone on between her and Stefon Diggs, they were able to find some sort of resolve. But enough of Cardi B and Stefon Diggs and their relationship. So let's just figure out, how does Stefon Diggs feel now moving forward from this case? Feeling like a white mouse? Feeling like spring? Oh no, and not doubt. You never want to have doubt, especially in your future. But that's all that doubt that I was saying, that this son could be either way, whether that's in more of an expose or an expose where we get to see a more true or real side of Stefon Diggs, that the media just decided to portray him as a different way because he's, you know, black maybe. I don't know. It's the rumors that people like to try to make out here, to feel like they're going to try to do anything to make anybody in the community look bad, especially when you're trying to become successful out here. So because of that, that's another theory out here, that the greats are just up here against Stefon Diggs and they just don't want to see him succeed and stride. So that's when all the opposition start coming up. That's why I'm like, is the son really a true brighter days ahead? This is all going to be great great and it all in his favor? Or is this like a son where it's like exposing, we're going to see more of Stefon Diggs that he's been trying to hide? That's why it could go either way, and that's why this doubt card is showing up. That even though it's looking good, a white mouse. Now here I see small, and usually I don't see the word small. And the first thing that I saw was like a small victory. Like I said, when you have the white surrender flag, you're willing to, not surrendering literally in this case, but surrendering in the sense of he's willing to take the victory. He's willing to take control. He's willing to take the lead in the narrative and accept the fate for what it's going to be. That's what I see the white mouse is. So this is just another thing underneath his belt, and he's just waving the white flag, hoping that he could gain a little bit more mercy just somewhere along the line. He's springy, remaining hopeful. It's a new season. It's a new day. He's off season. So maybe because he's off season in the football sense, he could get it all back together. And then when it comes back time for a brand new season for the football team, he's got everything changed. So he's like the sun card, where he's thinking and remaining hopeful for positive things for his career in the future. But there's also some doubt that he don't know what could come out next. He don't know who could come after him. Like his camp out here said to other athletes, they gave other athletes a PSA. This could be you, so be careful. So sorry, Stefon Diggs had to be the example, but he just happened to be the example. So because of that, it's like the tug of war, the push and pull of it all. But I want to pull one more card I just want to know, is Stefon Diggs as authentic as he portrays himself in the media? We have a bear, we have a bloodline, and we have an anchor. Oh, very solid cards. Yeah. Weirdly enough, yes, the way he portrays himself in the media is truly authentically himself, because we have a bear here, and bears are aggressive. Yeah, you do with that one as you may. Bears are aggressive, but hey, bears are also aggressive because they're willing to defend the things that they love, and that but also they can be aggressive when they feel like they need to defend, or they feel as though their life is on the line. So a bear is pretty chill until you have struck its nervous system and put it into fight or flight mode. And that's the kind of vibes that I'm getting from Stefon Diggs. Yeah, he's good, he's great, but get him in his fight or flight mode and it feels like it's either you or me, he's going to choose himself. So watch out, kind of thing. But bloodline shows that A, this is in his DNA, but B, also this is just something that I personally think he could probably just need to work out in this life, because that's just always what I see when I see bloodline. It's just something that's just in you, but also who he is. He also isn't ashamed of it, because we have the anchor card right here at the very end. The anchor symbolizes doubling down. Anchors are very solid, so it could be stubborn. I think he's a Taurus, and if he is, yikes, because that definite, or a Scorpio, whatever, if he's a fixed sign in astrology, that's definitely a more of a yikes, because his anchor means that whoever he is and however he is, he's definitely going to double down on it even more. And it's just who he is, and he can't help it, which is what I get from the bloodline. I mean, yeah, you can help your blood and who you are to a certain extent, nature versus nurture, right? But also at the same time, it's, like I said, when it's the bloodline and we're dealing with the fight or flight, it's your first response. What is your natural instinct to do when your brain shuts off, basically? And it's for first reaction, what am I supposed to do in my nature? What is in my blood to react to this kind of environment? And that's exactly what we see from Stefon Diggs, is that who he is, how he maneuvers in the media, how he portrays himself in pictures, and what he's doing out here with baby mamas and all that, and things like that, is all within him. He's not ashamed. He's open and honest about who he is. So maybe that's why he took a hard stance from the very beginning, because he knew the truth all along. So because of that, if that's the case, it makes me quite curious about everything else out here that the rumors are. Because sometimes, if you want to fight really hard and you're a defensive kind of person, if certain allegations start coming up and you do everything but try to prove that you are everything but that, well then that defense starts becoming your truth. That's all I'm saying. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Stefon Diggs. I sure did. It's up in the air about everything else going on in his future. But for right now, he's definitely feeling a sense of relief, but also just still focused on everything else that's before him, because he's too focused and hyper fixated on his future and his future outcomes, because he's currently homeless in the sense of he doesn't have a team to play in the football when it comes to when it comes to football season. And yes, this case has finally now allowed him to be play on the field. Now that they know that he hasn't done this and that he is innocent, he's allowed to play football again. But who's going to pick him back up is the question. And he knows that. So with that being said, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We're really mean a lot to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Please and thank you. Become a beautiful sunflower and spread those beautiful sunflower seeds all over this beautiful earth. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. How did you feel this reading for Stefon Diggs? And I will see you guys in the next one. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I already said that. And you know what I say before I go? Hype, hype. Hype us up. Subscribe to us. Hey, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Sunflowers.